It sucks. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. It's a degrading, tough loss. And I think the toughest part about it was actually not the loss itself, but like how to react. I'm sad. The season is 99% over. But at the same point, I can't sit here and say I bet my house on the Browns to win. It was a tough game. If the Browns had all their starters and we lost, it's a choke. When you have Nick Mullins and you have some banged up starters, it's going to be a 50-50 game. That's exactly what it was. I said it yesterday. It's a 50-50 game down to the wire. Probably special teams is what's going to matter the most. Good punts, bad punts. Fake punt by the Raiders. Field goals, we missed a field goal. We win that game if we execute. And we execute our assignments, and we didn't execute. The Browns definitely deserved to lose that game. There's no excuse. And we now go into the offseason where we're probably going to get a middle draft pick. If we lose out and we go 7-11, or that would be 7-10. If we go 7-10, then we're probably going to get like pick 12, pick 13. But if we win a couple more, win one or two more, then we're probably going to get like 18, 19. So I think what it comes down to is, like I said before, it sucks. The loss definitely sucks, but like, I can't really say, the whole world expected us to win. Yeah, we had to win. Yeah, it was a must win, but you can't say that the Raiders won and the whole world is shocked. We knew it was probably going to happen. We knew with our situation we were underdogs, even at home, even for having the better roster on paper. But we had no pass rush. Malik McDowell, Jadeveon Clowney, McKinley getting injured. We had no pass rush. Myles Garrett's getting double teamed. I'm not going to blame him. Yeah, Myles Garrett, if he wants to be the defensive player of the year, I think Aaron Donald or TJ Watt or Micah Parsons deserves it now that Myles Garrett didn't really do anything that game. But it's like I can't really expect, what a play by Greedy Williams. We were 3 yards away from winning, 3rd down and 3. If I were to tell you that the Browns were a 48-yard field goal away from winning, or it was 3rd down and 3, and that, if the Browns get the first down, we win. If I were to tell you with our banged up roster, Nick Mullins, and yeah, the Raiders had no Darren Waller and no Trayvon Mullen, but they had most of their players for the most part. They lost Henry Ruggs, but I don't really think he was that great anyway. He was just a deep threat or bust. Kind of like John Ross. So I think what it comes down to is for the whole Browns fans, Cleveland Nation, whatever, the loss sucks. The loss definitely sucks, but like we can't sit here and say I didn't see it coming. We knew we could have lost that game. We lost the game. It was 50-50. It is what it is. We probably would have lost to the Packers or Steelers or Bengals anyway. If we win that game, I'm going to be honest with you, we're probably in the playoffs. Unless we lose out or we lose 2 out of 3. But the Browns lost that game, and, I can't really say that we were going to win the Super Bowl anyway. Even if the Browns make the playoffs, even if Pittsburgh makes it, even if the Bengals make it, the Ravens, the AFC North, in my opinion, is not the strongest we've ever been. I just think that, for the Browns, it's injuries, it's Baker Mayfield not having the best year ever, it's, just we're not clutching up, we're not being very, I think the word is, we're not executing. The there's a lot of close losses for us. Pittsburgh by 6, Chiefs by 5, 5 or 4 points. Chargers by 4 or 6. All these one possession games, we're just not winning them. We're not winning the close games, and we don't deserve it. We don't deserve the playoffs. We don't deserve to go on if we can't execute when it comes time to win these games. And, you go to the Bengals. The Bengals are inconsistent. That's really their only weakness. Their defense is lights out versus Pittsburgh. Their defense is lights out versus the Ravens when they played them the first time, but they're inconsistent. The Steelers, I would just say their problem is just Big Ben. If Big Ben can be a bit more consistent, then you have him and Najee in a good defense, you guys have a chance. But the Steelers go out there and, you lose versus the Vikings, but then you beat the Titans. You tie versus the Lions, but then you beat the Bills. If you're more consistent with the Bengals, I really think that the Steelers and Bengals are playing better than the Browns, but it's just who's more clutch. Who's able to be more consistent. The Browns have been able to be a bit more consistent than the Steelers and the Bengals, and the Ravens is just injuries. The Ravens is just injuries. If they have J.K. Dobbins and they have, I forget his name, but they have, it's not Orlando Brown because he went to the Chiefs. They have a pretty, Ronald, what's his name? Staley. Ronnie Stanley. Okay? Stanley, their tackle. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. Defensively, Calais Campbell's out. Derek Wolf's out. Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey's out. Lamar Jackson was out yesterday. If the Ravens don't have the injuries, I hate to break it to you, AFC North, the Ravens win the division easy. They're banged up. They do have an excuse. And I feel like when they have like 7 or 8 starters out for injury, Browns had COVID. COVID's a bit different, but injuries, you can't control that. You can't control that. They're banged up. They almost beat the Browns and the Packers with Tyler Huntley. I don't really think the Browns or anyone in the AFC North is going to go that far. I think it's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be New England, the Chiefs, or the Bills, or Indianapolis. Okay, the Chargers, if they can be more consistent, okay, because all these drop balls, they have some injuries, their tackles, Beluga, and some other people, Derwin James, I think, was out versus the Chiefs. You get some of these people back. The Chargers are also a pretty good team, but they just go for it on 4th down way too much, and they got to get a kicker. So I think anyone can really win in the AFC. I really think that. I think the AFC's wide open. I just think that, seriously, the Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens were not the strongest we've been in our life. The AFC North, even though it's a tight division, and it's probably one of the better divisions just because of how well-rounded we are, I don't think that any of our teams are as strong as the Chiefs or the Bills or the Patriots. Those are my top 3. Even the Colts I love. The Chargers I love. There's a lot of good teams to come for. So, which division am I missing? The AFC South, I said Colts. Okay. Titans, I don't think they're not going to go anywhere. The NFC is something different. We'll talk about NFC when it comes playoff time, but that's my AFC thing. So what's my final statement? Yeah, the Browns lost. Yeah, it sucks, but I really don't think we were going to go anywhere anyway. It's just the honest truth. I don't really think we're going anywhere anyway, and I'm not going to be delusional about it. Even if the Browns make the playoffs as the 4 seed, we would have had to play the Colts or the Chargers or whatever, and the Chargers beat us in the regular season, and I just think overall we wouldn't have gone anywhere. So give me your thoughts and let me know your AFC race.